Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 3, Episode 11. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Okay, so before we get into the show, there has been a few housewife things that have been online. So in OC Housewife News, we have been seeing some photos that have come out of Tamra, Vicky, and Shannon hanging out with Taylor and one of the new housewives. But we've also seen Taylor and the new housewives hanging out with Gina and Emily and Heather. One thing I'm really excited about is it looks like we get to have quite a bit of Vicky this upcoming season. So it looks like the Tres Amigas are back together and they are bringing some heat to the show. So hopefully these ratings will get out of the garbage and we'll see the girls have some good times. I'm getting really drained watching the housewives. I don't know what it is, but they're just not as fun anymore. And it's really hard for me sometimes to even watch the show, because there's so much screaming and hollering and so many microaggressions. Sometimes there's colorism, sometimes there's just outright racism, and it's getting to be difficult to watch sometimes. So I do look forward to seeing the good times. I love the shenanigans, have nice dinners. I miss just watching girls be girls and have good times, spend money, laugh and joke, talk about the husbands. I miss stuff like that. Out of nowhere, Kelly decides that she's going to target Shannon and Shannon's relationship. And she says, of course it won't last. He hasn't brought her one thing or taking her on one vacation. She pays for everything. He does give her support in toxic environments, so she has that. Shannon deserves happiness and true love. Too bad she's selling herself short and showing her kids that it's okay to be treated this way. Now, honey, now listen, I don't know what got into Kelly Dodd. I don't know if she's jealous that she's not back on the show or that Shannon is friends again with Tamra and Vicky. I have no idea. And I also don't know why she's in this woman's relationship business. However, if this is all true, which I have a feeling that it is, that's just my opinion. Shannon, you might want to reevaluate this relationship. As long as you and John have been together and he doesn't pay for anything or take you anywhere, this is a problem. I'm just saying. Anyway, there is word on the street. I mean, you know how word on the street goes. It could be true. It may be not. We are hearing that Bravo is considering starting a Real Housewives of New Orleans. Now, honey, listen. If they get a diverse cast, the Real Housewives of New Orleans is about to be something. Okay, I have a feeling that it is about to be good because the ladies in New Orleans, they don't play around. And I would watch. I really would. But at this point, with the way the housewives are going, it's hard for me to believe that they are continuing to think about bringing on new locations, considering that they really do need to start making some changes with their current cast. I have to agree with Jeff Lewis when he said on Watch What Happens Live that Andy and the rest of the people at Bravo really need to start doing better background checks and, picking out these housewives. They need to start making sure that they're not hiring criminals and racists. Like, they have got to do better when it comes to vetting these new housewives. I don't know, you guys. Are you interested in the Real Housewives of New Orleans? That Erica and Lisa Rinna are out here telling the world that they are definitely back for season 13, which really upsets me. And it just says to me that Bravo doesn't give a damn about how the fans feel. What they care about is the ratings. Back over at Salt Lake City, so the judge says that Jen Shaw needs to go on and return all that property. Listen, they are sending people over to repo that closet, okay? All the stuff, all the real stuff, all the fraudulent stuff. Sounds like Jen likes to spend a lot of time over there on the Canal Street in the New York. Ma'am, they want all the fraudulent stuff too. They want all of it. The real Gucci, the fake Gucci, the Poochie. They want all of it, okay? This is ridiculous, ma'am. You have robbed the senior citizens and you are still on this show acting a fool, trying to get sympathy from everybody. I'm innocent. Right. Girl, if you don't quit playing with us. Also, it turns out that Bravo originally told her that she could not film the reunion with the rest of the girls. But according to her, on November 29th, Bravo all of a sudden extended her an invitation telling her that she could film with the rest of the girls for the reunion. And she said, on September 14th, 2022, I was informed by Bravo executives that I was not invited to attend the season 3 reunion. I was disappointed because I would have no venue to confront inaccuracies or address my storyline with the cast members. Out of nowhere, now November 29th, 2.5 weeks ago, I was invited to attend. I was elated to learn that I would now have a voice at the reunion. I was clear with Bravo that out of respect for the courts and the standing judicial order, I would not be in a position to discuss anything related to my legal case or sentencing. Bravo found this unsatisfactory and said that they expected to discuss this storyline. That expectation had no regard for me or my family's well-being. So under legal advice, I will not be attending the reunion. I need to focus on the most important thing in my life, my family. All right now, honey, they recorded the reunion yesterday without her. And if you also noticed that she has not been on Watch What Happens Live, she has not been on any of the after shows, and she has been on social media, but not very much. Meredith did an interview, I think, with Entertainment, and she said that she was hoping that Jen would be able to come to the reunion as well, because she has not truly been able to defend herself, especially online, because of this legal case. She's supposed to keep quiet and stay offline as much as possible. Jen decided that she was going to get on social media anyway, and she posted, "I'm back at Lisa Barlow 7. Get ready, bitch." I guess she decided to jump back on social media so she can come for Lisa. Lisa replies, but she makes a dig at Angie H at the same time. She says, "Bitch, that's a word you should get used to hearing. Are you mad you didn't get a pair of La Boutons and taking it out on me? Go spend time with your family." Now, Angie H, for some reason, calls Louis Vuittons La Boutons. I don't know. Okay, I have no idea how this rich woman, who I'm sure has several pair in her closet, calls them La Boutons. It's ridiculous. Jen also had more to say on Twitter. So the Queens of Bravo posted, "Lisa Barlow is done with Jen and she's not holding back." And she posted that picture of her in her confessional when she talks about Jen saying that she has fake boobs, a fake butt, a fake face, fake everything. So Jen replies back with a laughing face emoji, and she says, "If that's what you're doing, then you're as fake as your Cheeto finger licking, spray tan, nose job, eye job, boob job. It's too bad your privilege can't get rid of those cankles though." Lord have mercy. You know what? All of them have had something done. They should really stop calling each other fake. Anyway, you guys, that's it for the gossip for now. Now on to the show, which, by the way, the show was not that great, but we'll cover it. So they're still in San Diego. It's day 2. And I said, you know what? Day 1 felt like a week. I don't know what the hell they're going to do on day 2, but let me just tell you, this is a girl's trip from hell. Lisa is still upset from the night before. She's still trying to figure out what the hell was going on with Jen, but she's still Lisa Barlow, still doing the same Lisa Barlow stick. You know, she needs a Kit Kat for breakfast. Her working out was from the night before when she was running her mouth. And Angie K said, yes, you did get a good jaw work the night before. Whitney is still being a whiny, annoying woman. That woman is so whiny and annoying this season. I just cannot deal with Whitney Rose this season. She's sitting out there acting as if she is so clueless. Everything is all about her and Heather. They're on a friendship break that Heather doesn't know about. And she is still angry at Heather's not listening to me. She's not listening to me. I would like to not be listening to you. Seriously. However, they all come to the consensus that Jen is toxic, that she mistreats them terribly. Her behavior is out of control. But hey, she's our friend. We love her. I don't understand that. I would never fight for a friendship like this. No, ma'am. If you want to talk to me crazy, disrespect me, pour champagne on my head, get up in my face, tell me to shut the fuck up, no, ma'am. We are not friends. And the next time you get 2 inches too close to me, you could possibly get popped. I'm just saying, you're doing too damn much. Then they all get ready and they have a little breakfast. They have some bacon. And honey, listen, I'm here to report. They must have got my message. That bacon that they had in Arizona was practically raw. This time they had good old crispy bacon. I said, well, Meredith was on bacon duty this morning, so this is good. You know, I hate that Heather keeps on saying that Jen was at Whitney's house in the hot tub. She was talking about me. Okay, so the hell what? You talk about her too. Both of you are always talking about each other behind each other's backs. That's a sign you are not real friends. Real friends don't do that. If they can't say it to you, to your face, they're not your real friends. I mean, real friends, even if it's something that's not the nicest, you still say it. Girl, you were acting crazy. Girl, I know you're going through a lot, but you can't yell at people. Yes, you are going through something. You robbed those people, but you can't pour drinks on people's head. You threw a whole vegetable plate into the ocean. Not all right. You threw this woman's shoes over this boat. Not okay. No, ma'am. Real friends should be able to say, you are going to have to calm down. You are going to have to be respectful. You need to lower your tone or this friendship is over. If you are only there when everything is sunshine and roses, then what kind of friend are you? You can't step back and just let your friend bulldoze people, disrespect people, rob the elderly, and not stand up and say, this is a bunch of bullshit. This behavior is inappropriate and I don't want to deal with it. These girls, for some reason, they are so scared of her, are so in need of friendship. It's ridiculous. And something else that irritates the shit out of me is Lisa Barlow. Every time she gets into an argument with somebody, are you my friends? Are you my friend? Who gives a shit? You are a grown ass woman with a business, with children, with a husband, a home, nice cars. You go to Taco Bell every day. I mean, seriously, who gives a shit if she's your friend? I'm just saying, that irritates me. Are you my friend? Are you 6? Then you see Jen wearing this outfit that was so inappropriate, talking to Angie K, apologizing to her for her behavior, still trying to say that pouring that champagne on her head was her way of trying to make light, which is a damn lie. Girl, I wish you'd stop telling lies. Just be honest. Personally, she goes in here and gives her this half-hearted piece of crap apology. And I think the only reason why she's apologizing to Angie K is because she can see that she is not winning when it comes to this vacation. She is not the queen of this vacation. People are starting to get sick of her ass. And she doesn't want Angie K to send her that invoice for $16,000. Actually, $16,500 if you add on those $1,500 shoes. I'm just saying. I don't buy it. Now, the one thing I did like is Heather and Lisa were able to sit down and have a conversation and, speak on how they feel about the way Jen has been treating them. And they were also able to talk about Whitney a little bit. And you could see Heather is sad about the state of her friendship with Whitney. And she was telling Lisa that she doesn't know what's going on between her and Whitney, but she really would love for them to get back to the way that they were. And I thought that Lisa was being very nice and very genuine in telling her that maybe you and Whitney should have a talk about this. Come together, just the two of you, and speak about this. And I think that's exactly what they should have done, but they didn't. So while the other ladies go out, they're on the beach, and they did have some kind of sandcastle thing, and then they did a little sack races and everything that I would not want to participate in. Well, I probably would have made the sand castles because I think that's kind of cute. Not that evil eye thing though, like old fashioned sand castle, with a bucket. I probably would have tried to see if there was some kids on the beach who wanted to play with me because I wouldn't have been surfing at all. I would have asked the parents, do you mind if we make sand castles with your little girl? Because I'm not surfing and I don't want to just sit here on my cell phone being antisocial. But anyway, they went out there and do a little something on the boards. And Lisa, Heather, and Jen go out for lunch. Now, this is what I appreciated. Lisa and Heather were kind of a tag team. I said, oh, shoot, no, they not being the Ashley and Candace of Salt Lake. So they get together and they try to confront Jen about her behavior. And honey, listen, I said, wait a minute, I can get into Lisa and Heather. I can get into this.
It's like yesterday I was like, Jen, are you my friend? Say you're my friend, and you wouldn't even say it.
Of course. You're still friends with her. You didn't hold her accountable.
How do you think I feel knowing like 2 days later that you're at a hot tub at Whitney's house? You talked on me? What?
I didn't, Heather.
With you, it's ride or die or you're dead to me.
No, that's...
I don't even know what this is about.
No, and that is terrifying and toxic.
I am not terrifying and toxic, and what
Our
we're going to stop doing.
Our relationship is.
I almost committed suicide. I tried to, okay? Because your friend is heartless and decided to drag me and my entire family. The bullying is not okay.
But I feel like she's once again upping the ante. It's so heavy. Federal indictment, suicide.
What the do I have to say? When I finally kill myself, everybody will be like, oh, she was telling the truth?
Okay, here, you want me to break it down for you because you want to know? You're digging, you want to know? I told them I tried to commit suicide, and then Sharif had to take me to the hospital. So, are we good? Is that what you wanted to know? Because you want to dig and dig and dig. Why don't you tell Heather how you feel, since we're all putting our feelings on the table?
You see, she's roping everyone in. Every time I try to speak and make my point, you cut me off, you get defensive and deflect. No, I just asked you 5 times. When I have needed you, you say you don't remember the conversation. You don't remember.
When have I needed you? When you were saying a rumor that I never signed up for?
All this information about
you said
Lisa.
I started a rumor that I never heard either.
And I've taken accountability that I'm the one that said. What everyone needs to realize here is you have to be accountable to what the portion that you played in it.
Hot tub, Whitney told us she was taking a friend break from you.
Oh, news to me.
Heather, what the like, you give Jen so many graces, so when she shows you more loyalty than me, it hurts me.
I get it.
I do.
My love for you is overpowering this bullshit that you're trying to stir up.
Okay, that's it right there. That's it right there. Bullshit. You're getting louder than me and pointing your finger at my face.
No one has had more bad things to say about you than Whitney Rose.
What time is it? Curtis,
Hey, what's going on?
Please come here.
Wait, just when did this happen?
Personally, Jen, I just can't. Anyone who has ever thought about ending their lives, I feel terrible for. That is not a position that I am unfamiliar with. So, my heart goes out to anyone who is ever thinking about something like that. I definitely know how that feels. And if you are ever in that frame of mind, please don't. Talk to somebody, anybody, even if it's a stranger. Know that tomorrow will come and tomorrow will be a better day, even if it's just 5% better. Don't ever give up on yourself. Don't give up on your friends and family. There is somebody who loves you and will miss you deeply. Never give up. Hope is only a phone call away. And believe you me, I know. Never give up. Now, as far as Jen, ma'am, get the hell out of here. Now listen, she might have tried, and I'm glad that she didn't succeed. I am so glad that she is here for her husband and her children. Do not get me wrong. But what you just did was straight up bullshit. You were in the middle of a conversation and both of them had you on the ropes. They had told you about your toxic, ill behavior having ass, and you couldn't handle it. You had no comeback. The only thing you could give Heather was, you're a flip-flopper. You should be wearing flip-flops. No, ma'am. You didn't have anything else to say, so you just threw it out there on them like vomit. I mean, that was real bad. That was gaslighting at its finest. It was low, low, low. They were completely shocked. Didn't know what to say. I mean, are you kidding me? Heather had just called you out on giving her an ultimatum about being friends with Angie H. And that is so ridiculous. That conversation that she had with Heather about Angie H was 5 weeks ago at the time of them filming this particular scene. And she agreed with Jen that that was bullshit. But Angie H had apologized. Angie H's husband had apologized. Heather had spoken to Angie H about it. Heather should not have to stop her friendship with Angie because of Jen. That is crazy to me. Jen said that she's not toxic and and people don't have to be terrified of her. What? Your relationship with everyone on the show is toxic. You are a very toxic person. Listen, Jen is a toxic person. I don't care what she says or how she tries to frame it. If I was the girls on this cast, especially Lisa and Heather, I would only be bothered with her for contractual reasons. If we had to do things together, I would be there, but it would be hello, goodbye, nice to see you, what a beautiful dress. That's about it. The rest of my conversation will be with the rest of the cast. This woman is toxic. She's too damn much. Also, Heather was really quick when she goes on and tells them that she almost took herself out. Heather says, oh my gosh, and there she is upping the ante. Now we've got to think about her and her life, what's going on with her trial. She was doubling down on them, just trying to get them to shut up. As soon as she did that, all of a sudden they pulled back. Oh my God, we love you, Jen. We are so sorry. We are here for you, Jen. Then all of a sudden she's back on top again. That is how she functions. If you are not doing what she wants you to do, if you are not saying what she wants you to say, then you get this crybaby tantrum. I'm going to try to fight you. I'm going to throw your shoes off the boat, Jen. But as long as you are blowing smoke up her ass, she is here for you. And that is not friendship. Then she tells them bullying is not okay. Ma'am, you're the bully of the group. You're the one doing all of the bullying. And not only that, in your spare time, you like to defraud senior citizens of their savings. I mean, damn it, girl, you are everything that you don't want. This was just absolute manipulation. She was doing everything she could to escape being responsible for her actions. She is overly manipulative. And until these girls all say in one voice, we are over the manipulation, we are over the gaslighting, we are over your bullshit, she will continue to do it. Well, at least until the federal government locks her up. Then they get home and they decide to get all dressed up. And it's Whitney's idea that they should all dress up like Marilyn Monroe. And she goes to Amazon and buys a whole bunch of cheap wigs. And I thought it was hilarious because Angie K said, well, I hope these aren't cheap wigs. And Whitney says, well, they are. They're cheap wigs. And honey, yes, they were. Angie then puts her wig on and says she looks like Abraham Lincoln. And I said, well, Dana definitely looked like Abraham Lincoln. I don't know what the hell was going on. Listen, out of all of the Marilyns, I thought that Angie K looked the best. She looked really beautiful with her wig. And I thought that Meredith looked pretty decent in her wig as well. The rest of them, I don't think so. I don't know what was going on with Heather. But what made me laugh the most is when they were on their way out of the house to get into the Sprinter van, Heather says, I hope it's a 57 Chevy. And Angie K says, no, bitch, it's a Sprinter van. And I busted out laughing. I said, oh gosh, that was hilarious. You are not getting a 57 Chevy. But what I was really laughing at is that they were leaving the house. I thought they were going to dress up in these cheap, Amazon wigs and stay in the house. I said, oh no, you're going out in public with these wigs on? It was hilarious. They ended up going to some restaurant that only serves charcuterie boards, which I thought I'd like to go to a restaurant that just serves charcuterie boards. I could sit around and eat meat and cheese all day. Now, I don't know if that would be the best thing to do, but I would enjoy it. Anyway, they get to the restaurant and Jen strikes again. First of all, Meredith and Whitney wanted to know what happened at lunch. And I said, well, of course you want to know what happened at lunch. I'm sure production whispered in your ear before you got in the Sprinter van. So what happened? Meredith asked. She said, so you guys want to tell us what happened at your lunch when you went to have good food and we were on the beach? And Jen and Heather pretty much said, they didn't want to talk about it. I'm paraphrasing. And of course, Whitney had to pipe in and she wanted to talk about it. She wanted to know what was going on. Jen was absolutely 100% rude as hell to Whitney, even though I kind of approve. Whitney is on my nerves. I don't know if it's the baby voice or if it's the voice chick. She's getting on my nerves. All the whining and stuff is driving me crazy. Anyway, she tells Whitney what she told them at lunch, and Whitney is taken aback. She is shocked. She said, well, I didn't know. I said, well, that's because they didn't want you to know, nosy. But anyway, Jen was successfully able to take the spotlight off of herself and throw Whitney and Heather under the bus. I said, damn it, Jen, here you go. Anyway, my take on this whole argument is that I'm tired. Bad weather makes me sick. I cannot believe that for the last 2 seasons, I have been pumping Heather up, pumping Whitney up. Oh my gosh, team bad weather, team bad weather. I would like both members of bad weather to exit the damn show. I have had it. This season so far, Heather is bothering me. She is doing too much and not enough at the same damn time. And Whitney is always on 100. She is always doing so much. You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. Oh my God, I'm trying to tell you. You're doing it again. Oh my God. The whole time I'm thinking, ma'am, what are you saying? We don't understand it. It seems to me that the only problem you really have with Heather is that Heather did not stand with you and back your rumor story about Lisa. That is the only thing that you keep on bringing up. You didn't back me. You didn't back me. The only valid thing that I heard come out of Whitney's mouth was when she said that she doesn't understand why Heather gives more grace to Jen than she does to Whitney. We all want to know. Heather, inquiring minds want to know, because Jen treats you like shit. Whitney, not all the time, but currently it's a big old mess. Whitney giving Heather this friendship break without telling Heather that they're on a friendship break is ridiculous. Everybody grow the hell up. The whole time that Whitney was going back and forth with Heather saying a whole lot of nothing, she is pointing at Heather. She is raising her baby voice. And then when Heather gets pissed off and starts pointing at her, all of a sudden you have Whitney, I'm done. You said that this is bullshit and you're pointing your finger in my face and you're raising your voice. Ma'am, your finger has been in this woman's face the entire evening. This is ridiculous. And then on top of all of this, Heather, your dislike for Lisa is getting to be pathetic. Could you leave Lisa the hell alone? Lisa is sitting at this table also wearing an unattractive wig, and she is being extremely quiet. She is allowing the two of you to hash this out, which it should not be happening at that table. After everything that has gone on these last 2 days of this trip, when Jen successfully threw you both under the bus, both of y'all grown-ass women should have said, no, this is something between Whitney and we need to have this conversation in private. Whitney keeps saying, Heather, you keep bringing everybody into the conversation. Everybody's here. And you've talked about her to everybody but her. So why not? But my thing is this, Heather, every time you and Whitney have a conversation, why does Lisa have to be thrown into it? You keep on bringing up that Whitney talked bad about Lisa. Lisa is aware of it. She is aware of it and she doesn't care. Her and Whitney have moved on. Lisa has tried to move on with you, but you won't let it happen. So Heather, shut the hell up. And then Meredith is over here in the corner. It's tit for tat. You started the rumor, but you said that I started the rumor. You did this and that. Listen, both of you have a responsibility in this. Meredith, you came over this woman's house and implied that Lisa was doing some shady stuff. And all Whitney did, which was too damn much, was threw a bunch of razzle dazzle on the top of it. And then she shared it with others. So Whitney, you are just as much to blame for these rumors as Meredith. And Meredith, you've got a part in it too. So just accept it, chalk it up, move it the hell on. Listen, I'm tired. These women are doing too damn much. Then they go to this club. Heather is screaming F Whitney. She's picked her side because she's hanging out with Lisa and Dana. I said she's hanging out with Lisa and Dana because they want to dance and have fun, which is what you do at the club. Okay, you guys want to sit up here, whiny babies, and having a few drinks. Sit up there in the baby corner. We down here twerking and having a good time. Well, trying to twerk. They can't twerk. Anyway, they have a good time. Then they get home, and all of a sudden, I'm starting to think Lisa was right about Heather being a good time girl, because all through the evening, her and Jen kept flashing everybody and putting their boobs up on the daggone glass. And I kept thinking to myself, y'all have children. They're going to see this. So this is not appropriate. And then climbing on top of each other and just acting out. I said, not one time on none of my many girls trips have we done that. We don't rub boobs together. None of that. I don't know. I guess we just grown and boring. I don't know. We have a lot of drinks. We laugh. We eat. We dance. We talk shit. You know what I mean? We just do it big. Popping bottles, having a great time, but not once. We don't do none of that. But anyway, later in the evening at 4 o'clock in the morning, you see somebody trying to get into Heather's room. And then Heather opens the door. The next day, she's got this big jumbo black eye and scratches on her arm. And I said to myself, well, damn, maybe she was so drunk at some point she fell. But then I saw a clip of next week's episode, and you see Heather and Jen, before Meredith arrives, trying to come up with a story. You see Heather ask Jen to help her come up with a story in case the person doesn't want to talk about it on camera. And I said, well, I'll be damned. So either she tripped and fell and they're trying to make up a story, or one of these ladies or someone on production did this to her. I have no idea, but I tell you what, this is the best kept secret that any of the Real Housewives have had. I don't know if production told them, we will sue you if you tell what happened to this woman's eye, because we are going to milk the hell out of this. And they are. They have kept absolutely silent about what happened to Heather's eye. Now, honey, if I find out that Whitney done went off and knocked Heather out, this is rude. I'm serious. I don't condone violence. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.